My guest today, it's going to be a great show. All women. It's women, ladies' night. Millie Odhiambo, MP Super North, which used to be known as Mbita. By the way, she's the third-time MP this time around. So she's one of the vets in the House. She'll be telling us about her journey. Next to her, Senator Susan Kihika, who was the Speaker of the County Assembly in Nakuru and now ran for Senator and won overwhelmingly. Or, of course, right next to her is Dr. Joyce Laboza, who was Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, also a third-time leader, if you will, because she was twice MP from Sotik, and now Governor of Bomet County. Who would have thought? Where's Isaac right now?
Well, you saw him yesterday. He was very, very gracious.
He was very gracious, wasn't he?
Yes.
That's wonderful, though. By the way, welcome, ladies. All of you, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you, and thanks for coming. It's fantastic. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
All of you, fantastic what you've done. But, Millie, let me ask you first. The total number now is 76, right? And yes. Before nominations, there's going to be some nominees, right?
Yes.
So, 23 women MPs, 3 women senators, 3 women governors, and, of course, 47 women reps. Is that progress, do you think?
Yes, it is progress. It's not exactly what we're looking for. We're hoping to get a higher number, but I can tell you I'm happy.
Yeah.
For me, I'm happy because, one, there was an increased number of women participating in politics. And for me, that was really impressive. Right from MCA to MP to governor's level. So for me, that was really an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Still, we've not reached where we are. And then for the first time, we have 3 women governors. We have 3 women senators, both firsts. And then we have 23 women in National Assembly. Up from 16.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a good one. I've not done the count for MCS.
Right.
In some counties, I can see it's less, some it has increased.
Yeah.
So I've not done the sort of overall count for the MCS. But for the other higher seats, I'm happy.
Yeah. Susan Kihika, you trounced a whole bunch of men.
Yeah.
And very few people gave you a chance.
Sure.
What is it? What did you do? What's the secret?
I don't necessarily think there is a secret, but I just think, just like Millie said, I think as a country things are changing, really. And the population, meaning the citizens of Kenya, have become open to the idea that women can lead as well. So that once we got on the scene and we were able to present our vision, I say, as maybe women and the other leaders running, then the population is able to like what it is that they're seeing, what it is that they're hearing, and I think that's what led to their success.
Yeah.
Because
in the nominations, they almost disqualified you. There was a...
Actually, I got knocked out.
Correct.
For a minute.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tell us about that real quick.
What happened, actually, it was right after the nominations. And one of my competitors went to the tribunal, political parties tribunal, and filed this petition that I should not be on the ballot come August 8th because I should have resigned as a speaker, and since I did not, then I should not be on the ballot. And what happened actually is we went to the High Court, and the High Court was like, stopped the continuing of that litigation. But what happened is, despite that order, the tribunal went ahead and said that I was not qualified to run, so I should not be on the ballot, and there was a 4-1-1 in the whole country, and from there everything just went crazy for a few days. So for about 3 days I had been knocked out, but the High Court did reinstate me.
And came back and won.
Absolutely.
And beat the men.
Absolutely.
Where's that guy who took you to court?
It's a girl. Unfortunately, it's a girl.
It's a woman.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. You are your worst enemies, aren't you?
No, we are not. No, we are not.
Dr. Joyce.
Yes.
You heard the chorus. We are not.
Yes.
We know how you guys pit us against each other.
Yes.
So you are the...
So you're not your worst enemies?
No. You just like pitting us. That's why you marry second and third wives. We know you.
Yes.
You beat the man who was unbeatable. Let's face it. And I know you know that Bomet was a Jubilee zone. You knew that all along.
All along.
But
all along.
Isaac, the way he campaigned everybody thought he was the guy.
Yes, but you know, nobody would hear me when I said, this guy is not going anywhere with his chama shinani, because, and especially when he now moved completely to NASA. I said, I mean, have you forgotten, Isaac, that we've had people in the past, challenging great leaders that have been dumped simply for changing party?
Yeah.
I mean, remember the story of Kipkalia Kones when he moved to Ford people.
Yes.
And he was a much more, you know, unbeatable guy, if you want to say it that way.
Yeah.
But he went into that party and he lost. And I knew that's exactly what, you know, would happen to Isaac. But I think somehow he had created this larger-than-life image about himself. And like you said, he had used all resources to make sure everybody saw, like, you know, Bomet was Chama Shinani, was NASA, pictures everywhere, posters, banners, anything that could show that, you know.
Do you think it was a mistake? Was it suicidal of him joining NASA?
It was completely suicidal, but of course it was the best thing for us.
Millie, don't comment here. I'm coming to you.
Yeah, I'm going to. On this one, there's no woman to walk. Now this one is nothing.
Okay, let's finish and then I'll get to you. Okay, you say it was suicidal.
It was absolutely suicidal.
Had he pulled an Alfred Mutua, right? Machakos, stay with your party, like...
yes, support. There was going to be a bit... he was going to give us a bit of a challenge. A bit. I still would have beaten him.
You still would have won?
I would have won. And I would have won this time on development record. Now, so then we would be speaking, because that's what I sold. Throughout I said, I'm not asking for anything else. I'm just saying, Isaac has been on this seat, 20 billion from the National Assembly, you know, so, and I'm only asking you, can you see the evidence of that money? Have you got nursery schools built? Have you got medicines in the hospital? Have women got, you know, so still, but I would have had a bit more of a challenge if he had supported Uhuru and William and, you know, and said,
Billy, you want to say something?
Yes, yes, of course.
It wasn't suicidal?
No, it was not. And I want to say I admire Isaac Ruto because he's been consistent on principle. And sometimes elections is not about whether you win or lose, it's about what you believe in. Of course, as a woman, I support Joyce as a woman leader, but I can tell you that I admire greatly, not just because it's a principle. That's one of the, I've worked with Isaac through the last parliament. And even then, I worked with him when he was abandoned by Moi at an airport in South Africa. I know that story of Isaac.
Yes.
So he's a principled guy.
Right.
He's consistently principled. As to his development record, I can't get into that. That's Bomet people who can say that.
Right.
But I also want to tell you that I was in Bomet twice. And I can tell you, yes, we had a very huge population that was pro-NASA. As to the other details, I think we leave it to the Supreme Court.
Let me ask you this real quick, and you don't have to answer for Isaac.
Yes.
But do you think has he been written off politically?
No, if you write off Isaac, it is at your own peril. And I'll tell you as my sister, do not even try. If you want to come back a second time, and maybe may not want to come in at a second as a governor, maybe might want to move higher. But Isaac has fallen before and came back stronger. And sometimes Isaac is very strong, even on the outside. I think the first time I was meeting Isaac is when he was clobbered in some hospital when we were agitating for reforms. So it's not one of those people you rule out and say he's written off. I'd even equate him to somebody like Charity Ngilu. People wrote Charity Ngilu off, and she's the governor now. So there are people you cannot, you know, you really would be doing a mistake to write off. There are people who are seasoned politicians. They've been there, they've done that, got a T-shirt. So really, you cannot write him off. Yeah. Absolutely. Good point. Very good point. Susan.
Yes.
Someone was asking on Twitter, are you going to be able to work with your governor?
Of course. Why not?
Are you friends?
Yes.
You know him?
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to work with him?
Absolutely, because he has his
We're
job.
talking about leaking and Julia, of course.
Yes, of course. He has his duties, I have mine. So he's going to do his job, I'm going to do mine. There should be no reason why I should not be able to work with him.
What's the biggest challenge facing Nakuru County?
There's a lot of need for development across the board, be it water, be it roads, be it value addition to the cottage industries there, be it unemployment. So there's a lot of need that's going on.
What are you going to go for first? What's your priority?
For me, obviously, you know, I'm not the executive. So
Correct.
that's for the governor, Kinyanjui, to do. But at the same time, you know, there are issues that face the county, such as a very, very high or a very big public wage bill. And I feel that the amount of money going towards development at the county is really, really small. Like, it should be a lot more. So what probably should happen is probably try to negotiate for a little more money for the county, but also have in place mechanisms to make sure that when the money gets to the county, that the money is being properly utilized.
There were a lot of senators complaining in the last Senate, if you will, that they have no powers. There are very few powers. That's why a whole bunch of them ran for governor, where the money is, where you can actually, you know, get some development funds. Are you going to be able to do these things as senator? You think you have powers?
Yes, I think so. I think running for that seat for the Senate, I know everybody kept saying, why don't you go for the other one, because that's where the money is. So it's not about that. It's not about going to where the money is. Both are important. I'm a strong believer in defending devolution, because I think devolution is going to make such a big difference to the lives of our people. So as a senator, I will work within the confines of the powers that we are given, but also try to push the envelope so that we can make sure that we are bringing development to the people at the county level.
Governor Joyce, they said a woman couldn't be elected, especially in Kalenjin land. Kalenjin men will never elect a woman.
That was the narrative that was being peddled by my opponent and his people. And it wasn't like I was doing it for the first time. I had been elected member of parliament. No, first of all, my sister had been elected member of parliament for Sotik. When the tragedy happened, they insisted that they had already given the family that seat, and therefore that was already done. And they did. And when my term, I finished that term, which was supposedly Lona's term, I went again and stood for re-election, elected me overwhelmingly. And now they have elected me in the whole county with almost 70% of the votes. And yet in Bomet County.
Incredible, by the way. And yet in Bomet County, I heard you tell this story yourself, so maybe you better tell it yourself. I'll just set it up. The men were going to an abattoir to get blood so that they could spray it on you or splash you with the blood. Take it from there.
Yes, this is how low things get. In their efforts to show that a woman couldn't be a leader, it's to show some of our, biological processes and try and say, what if she was in a conference or something, and
and she had a period. You can say that. It's okay.
And so,
grown-ups.
And so that was what they.
Correct.
I was going for a church function actually in Chebalungu, and the plan was get some women to go to the abattoir, get some blood, and pretend like they're coming to welcome me. Everybody splash that on me, and then the embarrassment and everything, and everybody will be so. That's how low. That's how low they were thinking. But I know when they did that, I said, oh, this is what you're going to say. I decided to actually come out openly. I said, how any of you show me who was not born through that process. Show me any of you men, who didn't get born, and that is the process that made you to get, to get to where you are now. We are not going to discuss our biology here. It's not about the biology. We are talking about leadership. And we are talking about sell yourself, sell your what is it, what is your agenda? And I sell mine. So, of course, in the end, they were all very embarrassed. And I'm sure they are even more embarrassed now because they went to all manner of things. But despite all that, so the voters in Bomet, honestly, are extremely mature. They listened to crap. There is nothing they were not told.
At one point, did you ever want to give up at any point?
But this one was really low,
Yeah.
you know, when I thought of it later, but not to the point of wanting to give up. What it made me, it now gave me the impetus to tell them, you guys, you know, you are not going to bring me down because of some stupid biological thing. I said, bring that blood, I will put it myself, and then see what happens. You know, see how embarrassed I'm going to be. So
yeah.
I think the thing that helps is, I have been an MP before. I'm sure the ladies will also confirm. For a first-time, you know, person going into politics and getting, you know, to be you know, the kind of things that they would probably have given up and said, no,
Yeah,
I can't stand this.
absolutely.
But we've had it. We've been there. There's nothing we haven't. I'm sure Millie will tell you the same story. Maybe Susan hasn't. Is now maybe got it this time when she went into politics because she was a speaker before. But you know, once the thick skin has grown, it's there. You can say what you want. I hear it in one ear, it comes out of the other. Focus on what I'm looking for.
Good point. Speaking of having a thick skin, Millie, you had a rough campaign.
Yes.
You lost a bodyguard
Yes.
in one incident.
Yes.
Shot right there. I don't know if you were in the area or in your car.
Actually, they were coming. They were coming for me. And contrary, maybe let me tell you, I actually didn't have a rough campaign. My campaign, actually, even one of the media houses followed me, and what I did mostly is just dance, because my my constituency, especially the women, they love my dancing.
Yeah.
So mainly I was just dancing. So these guys wanted to create a perception of unpopularity, especially at a national level, because they were hoping to rig me through the party machinery. So what they did is, on the day of voting, they found me they started attacking my supporters, my agents.
This was the primaries, right? The nomination.
Primaries.
Yes.
Yes.
I attacked them, they beat them up, they were coming with guns, under police watchful eyes. Then they found me on the road, main road, not a side road, main tarmac road. And when they came for me after they'd beaten up all my guys, I was trying to rescue somebody. I think they got somebody to pretend like they knocked themselves on my car, which was off the road. So as we were trying to rescue my people who were beaten up, they came with machetes and guns. One of them tried to hit me with a panga, fell off. My guys were so mad because I kept restraining them when these guys were doing all this stuff. But then I stopped them from doing that. Then after they go a few meters, they turn around. I was with my sister, who I think, you know, she felt from a long time that we shouldn't be on this road, and she's like, I think it's an intuition. We have this womanly intuition.
Right.
And she said, let's turn and get you. So they forcefully put me in the car and drove me to Homa Bay. As soon as I reached Homa Bay, because we couldn't, because a lot of my people were injured at this point, so we couldn't get all of them into the car. Then they called and told me, oh, one of the guys we left off there was a bodyguard. They literally chased him off the road and they've knocked him. So as I'm reporting to Homa Bay Police Station, because Mbita Police Station was taking their sweet time, then they called me and told me, oh, the guy they knocked down has already died. So the guy died. They literally chased him off the road and knocked him and killed him. As we're speaking now, we even know who knocked him down. He has not been arrested. Nobody has been arrested. Nobody has been charged with a murder. Then after that, I still won anyway.
Yes.
They went and burnt my home. Yes, yes. In annoyance, because I've won, they went and burnt my home.
In Bita?
Yes, yes. In my home in Bita. They went, then stole some doors of a toilet and everything.
And that didn't discourage you? That
No, no, no. I think, you know, as Joyce is saying, there's a point you reach and you have thick skin. I've actually written a book, which I'm revising now, and I call it Swimming with Sharks. Because when you're in politics with men, it's like swimming with sharks. But we have learned the game, and we have become perfect. And one of the things I do, like when Joyce was talking about people trying to use your periods.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I was laughing because in my community, that's the least. If you had actually tried, I have a technique which I call in that book, return to sender. If I'd had, I swear I would have gone with all the blood and gone to the public and told them, here is my periods. Who has never seen? Here is periods, and proceeded with my life.
No.
One time I went to her constituency when she was an MP, and she was standing with these men, Joyce's. Before now she went for the position of governor.
Right.
And all these guys were calling her Cheplamindet, which is, you know, derogatory for the Luo woman. And I just went and were meeting very many women. And I turned around and I told them, you are calling this one Cheplamindet?
This is the real one.
This is the real one from my bottom.
Yeah.
This is the real Cheplemindet. Her boss can tell you she's not Cheplemindet. So men must learn to know that we will give you return to sender. Not in equal measure, 3 or 4 times. The only thing I've refused to do is violence. Even though people pushed me to the limit to be violent, I refused. But if it is about violence, you will get it. Mudomo, utapata.
Why do they call you Geza Geza?
Geza Geza is the finest of the fine.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Yes, it's Suba for fine. So I am the finest. Geza Geza.
I would not mess with Geza Geza. Are you sure you know what you're getting into?
I don't know. It sounds a bit scary. I haven't been in this as long as the other 2 ladies.
But you were MCA before, before becoming speaker, no?
No.
So how did you become a speaker in the county?
Actually, I had, well, you just run, but the people who will vote for the speaker are just the MCAs. So once they are, just like in parliament.
Yes.
But you're not nominated or anything. You're from the street.
No, I'm just off the street.
Yes.
And I come and I'm like, hey, I think I can do this, you know. And what happened is I had just come back to the country after having been gone for a very long time. And I came in and I made an attempt to run for a seat in Bahati, an MP seat. But I came in about 4 months to the general elections. This is back in 2013.
Okay.
So obviously it was not successful. Yeah. So after that, I kind of sat around and didn't know what to do next. And wondered, should I just go back where I had come from? Because I had been practicing law in the US. So I thought maybe I should go back, but at the same time I also knew I had decided that I wanted to come and settle and do this thing, this politics here. So anyway, one day as I'm just going through the paper, I noticed that a lot of the people running for speaker are lawyers. And I thought to myself, I'm a lawyer, I think I can do it as any other person, why not try? So that's what I did, and once again there were a lot of seasoned men running for the seat. I think we were about 17.
And how many women in that?
I think we were 2 ladies.
Wow.
And some of the men were actually just previously former MPs who had maybe lost their seats and come back looking for whatever. But I wasn't intimidated. I went and initially the MCAs themselves thought, she probably is not going to be able to do this. But I was able again to show them that I'm capable. You just give me an opportunity and I'll be able to do it. And that's what happened.
For you.
They did.
And you beat the 15 men.
I beat all those men and...
like she's done now.
Like she's done now.
And the rest is history.
Okay, for those of you who don't know you or your family name, you're obviously one of the children of the very famous Keheka Kimani, right?
Sure, yes.
Who had like 1,500 wives on, I don't know.
Yes.
How many wives did he have?
8.
What?
Yes.
And who was he? Just explain for our viewers.
No. He was my father.
Yes.
Who I miss very much. He was a wonderful man because he was very courageous, but he was also very funny. I know to most people, when they talk of him, they're like this tough guy. He was a no-nonsense tough guy, but he was also funny as hell. Okay, very, very funny.
MP?
He was an MP, and I believe he's the only MP in Kenya who ran successfully in 3 different constituencies. Back then it was Nakuru North successfully, and then he went to Laikipia West and Molo constituency. So he was also very, very instrumental in the settlement of our people in the Rift Valley. So he did a lot of land settlements, and he built a lot of schools, a lot of churches. So as you can see, I'm trying to fill very, very huge shoes.
Big shoes, big shoes.
Very, very big.
And okay, 8 wives, and you're from wife number?
2.
And how many kids from wife number 2?
10.
Wow.
Wow.
Do make a bit.
Now talk of you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Kimani. Doctor, a lot of people were tweeting earlier on, and I'll get to them in a moment, but one of the biggest problems in Bomet County is water. Water issues. They're saying that we have so many problems about water. What are you going to do?
No, quite clearly. I mean, and I found this out as I was going around campaigning, that women were just saying, Madam, you know, please, how long are we going to continue going to the river and, you know, we spend so much time really trying to get water. So for me, it is my #1 agenda. I want to, you know, first of all, okay, use the resources from the county, but I'm very sure that's not going to be enough. So we'll have to do a lot of partnership, both with the national government and even with international donors.
What are we talking? Are we talking digging boreholes? Are we
yes,
talking,
it is boreholes, it is dams, it is, you know, running tap water. So it will be different things to different, in different places. There are the very dry areas that maybe, you know, tap might take a little while, and just digging them dams, you know, would be able at least to take care of their animals and even for irrigation. And so the lower part, you know, the Chebalongo sides and that side, you know, we would go for that. In certain areas, yes, boreholes. In certain areas, now it's already, there's some that have already got the running tap water. So, but it's just not enough, and there is a big mega project that is going to coming up in that will be in Konoin, and it will cover most of Konoin and Sotik, and that's the one I want to really, you know, fast track. So it's water before I do anything else. I mean, if I don't succeed in water, then I'll be in trouble, because I really did tell the women, you know, I'm a woman, I cannot be, you've given me this honor to be your member of, I mean, to be your governor, and I don't begin by addressing this water problem.
Absolutely. So,
you know, there's a lot of donors I know who know about Bomet and know about the dry areas of Bomet, that I've already been told. I know Red Cross is doing some work there, and I know I'll be approaching quite a few people, you know, on that.
Are you going to keep Isaac Ruto's staff? Because I hear you people are firing everybody who was there before.
Let me just say that I have chosen to start by doing an audit first. I don't want to start off by firing and then find out who was where. I want to find out who is there now, what they do, what their skills are, what they were employed to do. So I'm going to do a personnel audit. I'm going to do a financial audit. So I am taking the next, actually that's why one of the meetings I was coming from. You know, I've chosen to do the next 2 weeks, simply getting to know what is the status of this county, and what is there, and who is here, and what are they doing. And then from there, the decisions will be made. And you know, it's not really the governor that is hiring and firing. We have a public service board. We have a human resource. You know, so with those, we will look at rationalizing, you know, who needs to be here, how many people do we need, you know, and you know, follow due process. Because yes, I know that there is quite an overemployment in Bomet, according to what. That's why I'm saying I need to first of all establish the real truth of what's the position.
But if some of Isaac's staff is watching you now, what do you tell them? I
would tell them to just be patient, and if you've got your papers, and you're in the right job, there's no cause to worry. There's no cause for alarm. But of course, you know, I would want to make a blanket decision that I'm not going to fire anybody, or I am going to fire. No, that will come out of the reports that I'll be receiving and the investigations and audits that I'm carrying out.
Okay, Millie, Wanga, is she in your constituency?
She is in the same county.
Same county, right? But different because you're no longer Beta. Okay, you're right.
Yes.
She's going after the Salaries and Remunerations Commission. She says, do not touch our salaries.
Yes.
Even before you people have gone back in.
Yes.
Come on, you guys. Come on, Millie.
Yes.
It's just a little cut.
Which is how much?
200,000 plus minus.
Well, can I tell you just something little? And you know me, I say it as it is, Jeff.
Go on.
I don't care whether you like what I say or you don't like what I say.
I love what you say, Millie.
That's up to you.
Go on.
Because I don't eat in your house. If I eat omena, it is in my house. So I will eat my omena and get on with my life.
Go on.
I support Wanga on that.
You do?
And I will tell you why. Kenya should be asking itself very tough questions. Why was I, as Millie Odhiambo, spending between $500,000 to $1 million on campaigns per day? Where do I get that money from? And if you do not want me to spend between $500,000 to $1 million per day, then you can talk about my salary. But what we like doing, especially, unfortunately, the media, and I saw you already splashed. You said the 11th, when I was in the 10th parliament, it was the worst parliament. When I was in the 11th, it was the worst. When we're in the 12th, before it has begun, you have already coded as the worst.
Yes.
And I saw some, one of the newspapers wrote about it, even before Wanga spoke about it.
Right.
And you said very, very bad things about the 12th Parliament, and we are not already sworn in. When you should be asking Kenyans very tough questions. Yes, there are truths that Kenyans need to talk about, that our elections has become all about money. If you don't have money as a woman, I'll tell you, don't waste your energy. It's all about money.
So you want to make up this money?
No,
or?
I don't want to make up this money. I am getting into Parliament on a negative. I'm not making up. If I get any salary, it will take me a while to fill that gap. Okay?
Yeah.
So let us be realistic about, and even before I start, already people, and I've said it before, before the media, we should be having tough conversations. Already, people are telling me about funerals. We are a social security system. And I hear, it's laughable when I hear other Kenyans telling me that we also pay for funerals. Not at the rate I do. I spend at least 200,000 shillings
a month
per week on funerals.
That's true.
per week.
The truth. Yes.
Who are all these people dying?
My constituents.
And
they are poor.
No, they are dying every day.
Yes, they are dying every day.
Yeah.
And they are poor people, and they are dying, and there is no system to support them. As we are speaking today, I can tell you in a center called Ogongo, there's a young man who died on a motorbike. The body is being removed tomorrow. They were asking me for a vehicle. Another guy who is one of my supporters, I can even give you names. By the weekend Friday, I will be spending 200,000. I've just come back from a campaign. Charge, another issue. Education, you'll pay plus, you give the bursaries. When the bursaries are done, cash from your pocket.
Your party doesn't give you any money?
Of course.
Which party? Hello?
Baba's party.
Yeah, even Uru's party will not give you any money. No party will give you any money to do this work.
To campaign?
The campaign, they might give you depending on how much money the party has, which is rare. For them, because the coffers were opened, the government closed our coffers, then you may not be able to
let me ask you this, serious question.
Yes.
Out of your salary, let's say you're making, what is it? It was about, let's say $1 million, plus minus, right?
Yes.
How much of that goes into your constituents?
All of it.
No.
It is the truth, all of it. Maybe what I can say that doesn't go is that maybe my mortgage. That when I come in, I pay a portion to mortgage. Okay?
Right.
I think it's about 300,000.
Okay.
So that's what I'll call mine. Because ordinarily I spend more than my salary. So I must be able to have money over and above my salary to be able to be a member of parliament.
That's true.
And then I see people laughing and saying, oh, like one of the papers wrote, broke MPs who are used to lavish. Which lavish lifestyle? I was richer before I came to parliament. I was a very rich woman.
So how
now I'm just getting by.
How come everyone wants to go to parliament then?
Because two reasons. One, out of public service. Like me, I'm into it because of public service. Others want to go, maybe 3 reasons. Others think it's prestigious. And others think it's a place to make money. Lo and behold, you go there, you discover they are broke 24/7. Broke 24/7.
Doctor, was that the same with you when you were MP? Was there a lot of these costs?
The costs are not different at all. It's the same. It's the same in every single constituency. Yeah. The MP has become the social security. You have to deal with the sick. You have to deal with the dead. You have to deal with school fees, and you have to, and it's you. Yeah. The hospital bills. So it's simply, and when you tell people now,
and dowry,
where
dowry,
somebody will surely come and say,
you pay dowry for them.
Yes, for poor people.
And somebody will come and say, even a newborn baby, you have to wear the. It's like a joke, but it is real.
It's the truth.
And so
when do you people go into office then? I mean, what is it for?
I mean, I can just try and imagine you being an MP.
Can you imagine?
And you'll never go back.
All right, let's take a break. Let's take a break, come back and talk some more, because this is a very healthy conversation. I didn't know about that, by the way, because we're always complaining you people get paid too much, and now you want more, you want to give yourselves another increase.
Oh my! You really get a rude shock if you
go to parliament.
Go to parliament and see.
All right, let's take a break, come back, and then we'll get into your tweets and Facebook posts and Instagrams and texts at Joyce Laboso, at Susan Keheka, at Emilio Diambo, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag, as always, JK Live. This is really solid conversation we're having here. Ladies' night on the bench. Somebody say, oh my. You can say it if you want.
Oh my.
Okay, thank you.